Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Shop. Today, we're working again on the Sierra. Today, I want to try and clearance this a little bit more to where when I turn my tires, they don't rub as you see down there. So, hopefully I can accomplish this with a little bit of massaging. So, we're going to try that and hopefully make it work. Because 35s are nice to have sometimes, but they suck when they don't clearance well. My biggest issue is the fact of this fender flare. If I didn't have this fender flare, I'd just cut the fender back a little bit, but having this here, I kind of don't want to screw this up, and I want to keep my fender flare, but I might have to trim it back further up here and just push everything from the back, because it starts touching back here, if you can see where my finger is. So it touches from here all the way to back here. So I can push all this back, then that will be helpful for me riding down the road and just driving normally. So we're gonna get that started now. Alright, up in here using one of my favorite tools in the world, a little trim removal tool. I'm hoping to get a giveaway for some of these soon, because like I said, I love these things. So let's get this in this little spot. There we go. There we go. Pull this whole thing out. There. Simple and easy. Alright, I'm going to pull all these out to move this fender and get behind here as much as we can. Let's do that. So, looking back here, I'm going to trim a little bit more right here off. I'm going to hammer this back right here, but my big issue is the e-brake cable right here, the parking brake. It's in my way. So I'm going to take some zip ties and see if I can pull it further back and maybe trim this bracket down just a little bit to bring back this, and I'll zip tie that to this to make sure it kind of goes back a little bit further. But my main thing is trying to get this part of the body back. Which, is that the body or the fender? That's a combination. That might just be the body with the fender. So, yeah, I'll just trim this back a little bit, and hopefully I'll take care of some of this clearance issue, because it's mainly the bottom that I need it on, because you can see how it scrubs all across there. So if I can just push this back just a little bit, it'll help out. Alright, so a little massaging with a hammer helped. This was already cut down here from the last time I cut it, as you see where the cut is. So I'm going to fold all this up a little bit better. This section though, I kind of need to trim this back so it folds up a little bit better instead of stressing this paint and destroying this paint. This, however, I wonder if I can knock this down a little bit and make it work instead of cutting. So I'm going to take the hammer and see if I can take that out a little bit. Everything's massaged back just a little bit. This needs to be tied back just a little bit more. Like I said, I need to massage this back a little bit more, but this whole fender's back some, so that helps. And still got to massage right here a little bit more. So we're going to work on that. Alright, as long as this doesn't bind up or chafe or anything else, this should be good. Shouldn't break. This is massaged back just a little bit more. This bracket's down. I bent this down a little bit. So if I can just drill a hole or poke a hole or whatever and tie that to there, that should work out, and then the rest of this will just bolt up. I got to put the fender flare back on, because I got to see where I got to cut the fender flare to make sure that this is all back far enough. Otherwise, if not, I got to clip some more off, which probably wouldn't be a very bad idea. It'll clearance more of the bottom. So might have to do that real quick. Alright, that gives it a lot more clearance than what it had originally. So we're going to work with that right now. So this thing just moved back at least ½ an inch. 1/4 inch to a ½ inch. So I'll work with that. It rubs a little bit, rubs a little bit. Can't be any worse than what it was. So I gotta go do the other side now and put this trim back up. So I'm gonna put this trim back up real quick. We cut a little bit more back here, clearanced it. Might have to clearance it just a little bit more out on the side here, but everything's pushed back even further, which is good. So the tire shouldn't hit. If it does, well, it does. Might put another zip tie down here connecting to this bolt or something like that if I can. Just pull it back just a little bit more, because that would make sense so it doesn't rub at all. But this is all pulled back, every bit of it. So like I said, I might just trim this fender flare back just a little bit more just on this edge so that it really doesn't want to touch it, because it already cracked it right there on this one. So we will see. Might just clearance this whole deal right here so it just doesn't touch it at all. Cut a little bit more of a chunk out, so now it shouldn't grab that. My only issue is now that mud's going to get up in here if I ever go mud riding, which I could put, I guess, a Tech screw right here to bring that in. It doesn't flex it too much. So I might put a screw right here to hold it up a little bit better, but otherwise it's good unless it hits something. So I will I'll do that real quick and we'll be done with this side. Alright, here's where we get to test the steering. Let's remote start this thing. I love that. Alright, so I'm going to put the camera right here and we're going to turn it. Alright, it's looking good. So, I'm getting close, but I'm not really touching on, I know, the driver's side. I gotta look at the passenger side a little bit more. Next thing is for the bumper is this thing needs to be gone, because I'm still hitting this too, which I do have a replacement for the windshield washer fluid. That's in the next bumper video, because I got one more thing to do for the bumper to be 100% done. So, we got this on. I'm going to turn the other side real quick. We're going to also air this tire because I wasn't going to air it all the way up on the ground because the pressure changes once you put weight on it. So let's check this one out. All right, so we clearanced them. They look good. I moved it back and forth. It's not hitting at all. That's not to say when I'm driving down the road and hit a bump on one side and turning at the same time that it won't scrub a little bit. But we have taken out the initial part of it and given it almost an inch, half an inch. Like I said, in the next video, I got some other stuff for the bumper to make more clearance up front so it doesn't hit the windshield wiper reservoir. But if this content helps you to make 35s fit your GMC or Chevy 1500, give me a like, give me a subscribe, comment. Thanks again.